Once you have created a schedule, you can change the formatting of the title, headers, and data to adjust how the information is presented in the schedule. I've already opened the Mechanical Equipment Schedule view. The schedule is already sorted and grouped, but I'd like to change the way the schedule is formatted. I'll click in the Type header field and change the text to Nominal Capacity. You can also use tools on the Formatting tab of the Schedule Properties dialog to accomplish these same things. Remember that you can open the Schedule Properties dialog by clicking any of the Edit buttons in the Properties palette. When you click Edit next to Formatting, the Schedule Properties dialog opens with the Formatting tab already selected. As you can see, the fields list on the left includes all the fields or columns in the schedule. When you select a field in the list, you can use the tools on the right side of the dialog to control the formatting of that field. When I select the type in the fields list on the left, I can see that its heading has already been changed to say Nominal Capacity. I'll select Family and change the heading to Configuration. In the schedule, the level column is really not necessary. I needed to include the level field in order to sort the schedule, but now that the schedule has been sorted, I don't need to see that field in the schedule. I'll select the level field and then select Hidden Field. Then I'll click OK to see the results. Now I no longer see the level column. In the contextual ribbon, in the Columns panel, when I click Unhide All, I once again see the level column. When I select that column and click Hide, the level column is hidden again. So as you can see, the Hide and Unhide All tools are the same as the Hidden Field option in the Schedule Properties dialog. I want the column labeled Mark to actually say Tag. I can either click in that header field and change the title right there, or go back to the Formatting tab of the Schedule Properties dialog. I'll simply change it here in the schedule. Then I'll open the Formatting tab of the Schedule Properties dialog again. You can also select a field and then change its heading orientation so that the heading is either horizontal or vertical. You can also change the alignment of selected headers. For example, I'll select Type and then press the Shift key and select Description so that the fields in between are also selected. Then I'll expand the alignment drop-down and choose Center. Then I'll click OK. See how the schedule changes? I'll switch to the Lighting Fixture schedule, and then I'll open the Schedule Properties dialog to the Formatting tab. In the Fields list, I'll select Illuminance. Then I'll click Field Format. Revit displays the Format dialog. By default, the units are controlled by the project settings. However, you can deselect Use Project Settings in order to override these settings. Then you can control the units, rounding, rounding increment, and unit symbol. And depending on the parameter, there are other options at the bottom, such as suppress trailing zeros and use digit grouping. I'll click Cancel to close this dialog. You can also access the Format dialog by selecting the column and then clicking Format Unit in the Parameters panel of the contextual ribbon. For example, when I select the Luminous Flux column, I can click Format Unit to open the Format dialog. I'll click Cancel to close the dialog. If the tool is not available, it's simply because the parameter is unitless. As you can see, there are several options to format schedules. Also, realize that you can use parameters such as type comments and description to add additional information to your schedules.